Okay. How about I suggest something? How about you sing an Indonesian song first? Yeah? Old song or new song, doesn't matter. Do you have any Indonesian song? Okay.
We think so.
I like Indonesian song very much. Yes.
Which songs do you
I will tell you. If I have to stay somewhere, let's say Hong Kong, I will last maybe 1 week. I will last 1 week. Taiwan maybe 3 months.
Oh.
Indonesia 3 years, no problem. I'm serious. And I feel very home when I land Jakarta or any airport. The moment I come out, the smell of kretek. I don't smoke, by the way. You understand? Kretek?
Yes.
Feels so good. Feels so good. So I've been to Indonesia many times, and I like, the wayang orang. You know?
Yeah.
Have you been to Japanese, sort of traditional wayang orang? Anyone?
I'm Japanese.
Yeah? Oh, so good. There's one starts at night until the morning.
Yep.
I go there.
Yeah.
One time I go there, the musician, there's about 200-300 musicians.
Yeah. Sure.
The spectators, audience, only about 20. more musicians. So fantastic. And it's just such a good place. So I want to hear some Indonesian song.
Yeah.
Any questions you have? Do you have any questions?
Yang mau tanya langsung.
Like where I come from?
Maybe we would like to know more about yourself. Where are you from? And
About myself?
yes.
Okay. I'll tell you about myself. Which I hope I know. Sometimes I also don't know myself. So, actually, while you're at that, I'm thinking, yeah, I know. But can you put a Bhutan map? Yeah. So, you can make it larger, if possible. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, very good. So, I think I was born somewhere here. You understand?
Yeah.
And when I was born, like a birthday, all of this, when I was growing up, they were not important. And I'm sure it's like this with you Indonesians before. Many Asians, the culture, for instance, now I know, of course, because I did research, but later, before, when people ask each other, how old are you? They say, about 20 spring before. You understand? Or they will say, I was born in the year of fire dog, or a fire dragon, or a water dragon, something like this. So it took me almost only after when I was age 26, I found out my birthday, I had to ask many questions because I had to really ask many people because you have to ask the villagers, when was I born? Then they have a very good memory. But then when we calculate, so now I think I know, I think I have a correct birth date now. Not so sure, but anyway, I was born somewhere here. So this is now China, used to be so-called Tibet, which is now, in this map is China. This used to be a very important place for Bhutan, most important maybe, because there was a lot of trade, economy, trade. So this used to be very important. So but now the border is closed, no more communication. So now this place is not more important. It's a very neglected, nobody wants to go there. Everybody coming from here, they move to, where is it? Here, around this. This is the capital. And Bhutan is very small and only has less than 1 million people. So it's a very small country. Okay. So when I was about 6, 7, around that time, some people sort of draft me. Draft, do you know what is draft? Draft is like, like sometimes the government come and say, okay, we need army. You understand? Well, I wasn't being drafted as army, but I was drafted as a Rinpoche. Yes, that's what happened. So ever since then, no more family closeness. So in my life, I have not one single photograph that has all my father, mother, brother, sister all together. No family relationship. Yes, of course. After a few years, I go to see my mother or father, especially mother, but all the family together, Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas, doesn't even exist, this kind of concept. It's something new, you understand? So I was trained to become a Buddhist teacher. And in the Buddhist teacher, there are many, many different kinds of training. Some are trained to do puja, what you did. Some are trained to learn philosophy. So I was chosen to learn philosophy. And so the training is very tough. Anyway, so that time I was taken away from here to another kingdom. There's a very, very small kingdom at that time. It's called Sikkim. Sikkim, but now no more kingdom. It's part of India. You know how this is how things work. Anyway, I was trained in a place called Sikkim for a long time. And then I was sent to philosophy school. I'm making it short, okay? And then I went to Europe to study. I got a scholarship from actually few universities, because at that time European people think we are very interesting object. So for me to get scholarship was easy. I got a scholarship in Oxford, but actually I didn't go. I prefer to go to University of London. So I went to University of London, and I know why I prefer to go to London, not to study. to hang around, to see life. You understand? So that's what I did. So I was told I was trying to finish master's degree. But so I studied there to finish my master's degree, almost 2-3 years, off and on, but almost never studied. Almost never studied. Instead, watch movies. Because England, London is a very good place to read books, read newspaper, museum, art centers, and also movies. Very good. So I went there to watch so many movies. And then only 2 or 3 months left to finish my master. Then I think myself, okay, what will I do with this master degree? Useless. You know, what is this degree for me? So I never did my final examination. This is true. Anyway, instead, I worked with some filmmakers like Bernardo Bertolucci, one of the best, Italian filmmaker, and some other people. So then I got an interest in filmmaking because I thought this is a very important medium. And I watched many movies. And later, I began to make some film. So now I finished making 4 films. I hope one day I will show you. Then we have maybe another time. And then okay, but I am also expected by my society to teach Buddhism, also run monasteries. So I have one monastery in India. I have about 600 monks. It's actually a philosophy school. And then I have 2 monasteries in Bhutan. And also I'm running quite a 2 big schools in China. And anyway, yes, the most important part is around the age 22, I was invited to Malaysia. And when I was in Malaysia, actually way before that, we have heard as a Buddhist, because obviously I'm a Buddhist, so as a Buddhist and as a Mahayana Buddhist, we grow up knowing about a special island. We call it Settling, which means island of gold. And we hear so much about this island of gold, and especially there is in Mahayana Buddhism, there's a training called 7 point of mind training. And we know that this actually comes from island of gold by and it was taught by a guy called Dharma, and this came from Indonesia. And we have fantastic stories. We have amazing stories about how Atisha Dipamkara, one of the great Bengali Indian masters, went to Indonesia and he learned from the Dipamkara the 7 point of mind training, etc., etc. Later, this Atisha Dipamkara went to Tibet. And he had many guru masters. And every time other people mention his gurus, other gurus, he would do like this, oh, my guru. But every time somebody mentioned the name of Dipamkara, he would put his head palms like this, and he will cry. And then when somebody asked him, why you consider this Dipamkara more special than all the other guru? He said, if I had a little bit of kindness, this comes from this Indonesian guy called Dipamkara. Anyway, so because of that, while I was in Malaysia, I took so much effort in trying to go to Indonesia around the age 22. It was a little bit difficult because as a Bhutanese passport holder, at that time not many Bhutanese go to Indonesia, so they don't even know where Bhutan is from. You know? And yeah, I have many interesting, interesting experience. Anyway, I went for the first time, I think around age 22 to Indonesia. I went to Borobudur. This is when I was first exposed to Indonesia, and I felt right away at home. Maybe because I grew up in India, and because of the Sanskrit culture, because of the similarity. You know, for instance, like the words, language, like a varna, for color,
Yes.
right? This is a very, Sanskrit word. Things like, so many words, now I forget. And then of course, Indonesian food is especially nasi padang, very cheap, and I don't even have to think because they bring you, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to read menu, you just look and then you. So these are my experience. Anything else you want to know? Or you want to hear the songs? Yeah, anything else?
Rinpoche, we heard that you were asked by the government to study about philosophy as a Rinpoche, right? Why?
It's a not partly, but a society. It's a society. Okay.
Oh.
Tell me.
So, how they decide that you will become a Rinpoche and not the others?
Wow. You are asking some really kind of a complicated question. And I like to answer this, but in a different way. Many of you Indonesians, you should be really careful that you don't, because us Asia, generally Asia, and especially like Indonesia. Indonesia is an ancient country. Ancient. Indonesians were writing music like a gamelan.
Yes.
When Americans and the British don't know how to brush their teeth. You guys are ancient country. But right now, you guys have so many European influence. You are in this university, I'm sure they are teaching you Western pedagogy, right? Western education. So this is all fine. Of course, Western education has a lot of good things, lots of good things. But what it does is many of this so-called modern education, which is a Western education, can actually also make you lose your value in things like something so special about our own ancient culture. I will give you a very good example, actually. Have you been to Hawaii? Hawaii?
Not yet.
Okay, or maybe some beach resort, doesn't matter. If you go to, you must have gone to Bali.
Yeah.
I've been to Bali probably about 20 times. Actually, I've been to Indonesia quite a lot. Anyway, if you go to Bali, you feel something so special, which Hawaii doesn't have, Florida doesn't have, Goa doesn't have, all these beach place doesn't have. Of course, New Zealand has a beautiful beach. All these places, like Goa, all these are beautiful beach, beautiful shopping mall, beautiful coffee shop, really clean road, but nobody can beat Bali. Do you know why? Because the Balinese do puja. It brings the magic. There's something so magical. Hawaii, yes, beautiful, surfing, nice, but no magic. In the afternoon, you feel depressed. In Bali, the moment you step out, there is a puja. There is
It's the offering.
some offerings on the road. There's offerings. There's an incense somewhere. It's so magical. I want to tell you this because the Tibetan Bhutanese Himalaya, okay, Himalaya used to have so much magic, so much magic. I'm trying to answer your question. So for instance, like where they choose me, okay, you study philosophy, you study biology, you study science. How they choose is sometimes as simple as there will be a master who is very good at looking at the thumb. They will look at the thumb themselves and then they see your life completely in their thumb. Or they will say, okay, I will tell you, okay, so for instance, like you come to some of these master or a shamanist or whatever, doesn't matter. You will say, okay, I want to study something, what should I study? Then they will say, okay, give me your watch or reading glass. And then they will take it and they will sleep on it, maybe one night, and they will come back and say, okay, you should do this and that. Now, this kind of phenomena almost dead. Why? Because we so-called modern people are embarrassed, shy about this, right? Oh, now everything has to be scientific, everything has to be logical, scientific, pragmatic, empirical. You know, you are university students. I'm sure you have been bombarded with this. Needs proof. You understand? So your world has become more poor because you are all looking for proof. So many of ancient people and these people are actually more rich because they live in another world. They live in a magical, very, very interesting world. So they're actually not that depressed. Now the modern people are very depressed. They don't know what to do. Okay. Anything else? Any questions you have?
May I ask a question?
Yes.
So you said that you liked our country because, especially maybe Bali, because the Bali has conserved.
Bali and also Yogyakarta.
And Yogyakarta.
Oh, of course, Jakarta also.
You said that there's like a certain magic to these places because people conserve their culture and their traditions. And in contrast, many Western people, as you said, are very scientifically minded and very pragmatic, and maybe that's
Supposedly, yeah.
and maybe that's why many of them are now depressed and are actually turning to Buddhism and maybe Hinduism to find.
I don't know whether they are turning to Buddhism. This I don't know. But yeah, Indonesia used to be a Buddhist country. You know that.
Yeah.
It's a very strong. I forgot. I'm sure you know. You know, there's this sort of a minister, very fat.
Gajah Mada.
I hope he's coming back. He's supposed to come back, right? Yeah, I hope he's coming back very soon because Indonesia needs him. Yeah. Because Indonesian blood, Indonesian DNA is very, very suitable for Hinduism and Buddhism. Because it's a very relaxed, it's very, sing song, it's a very relaxed. So I hope he comes back. But I don't know. Maybe this is not good to ask, but I have to ask. There's this movie called Act of Killing. Have you seen?
I've not seen it, but I know of it.
Wow, so scary. But this is about Indonesia, isn't it?
Oh, it's about the communist killings.
Yes. Yes, you guys should watch it, you young people. because you have to see a different
Point of-
different point of view. Act of killing. Werner Herzog is involved.
Yeah.
Good filmmaker, very good filmmaker. It's amazing. It's like, yeah, it's scary. It's little, it could create nightmare. It's not like a horror movie with the blood flowing in it. Not like that. But it's psychologically very scary, I feel. Anyway, any other question?
My question was, so we as Buddhists, maybe Indonesian Buddhists, what can we do? What can we use from Buddhism, from what the Buddha taught us, so that we can, conserve these traditions and be happy
This is
in life?
important question. Anywhere, everywhere is same. Buddhism in Taiwan, Buddhism in Bhutan, Tibet, China, Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka. There's one problem. Buddhism is like, it is actually science. It's not even, maybe the closest word to define Buddhism is science, not even philosophy. It's really about life, the truth of life. Science is about truth, right? Buddha said, some of Buddha's teachings are deadly simple. It's so raw, like Buddha saying everything is impermanent. What's the religious about that? That's science. It doesn't matter whether you believe or not, it is the truth. So on and so forth, right? So Buddhism is about the truth, but the problem with us Buddhists, many Buddhists, we mingle Buddhism into culture. So I'm sure many of you think, oh, as a Buddhist, I can't do this, I can't do that. This is killing Buddhism. So you young people should really try to isolate yourself, seeking for the truth. More important than being well-behaved person. Well-behaving. Yeah, of course, I'm not saying you should not behave well. Behave well, but it's got nothing to do with Buddhism. If you don't smoke, good for you, good for your health, but it's got nothing to do with Buddhism. I was just talking yesterday with a Buddhist scholar, and in the whole Sutra, Shastra and Tantra, there is not even one word where Buddhism says sex is sin. None. Only sexual misconduct. This is a big deal. This is something you need to know. Many religions look at the sex as something dirty, something bad, something, you understand? Buddhism doesn't. Sex, along with food, power, money, can be very good thing, but can be very destructive. Right? Actually, if you look at the world, what is really destroying the world so much? Not by sex, by power, greed, Amazon, Facebook, right? Dictatorial, not by sex. So stuff like this, sometimes we get, our life gets hijacked. Our method gets hijacked. Because immediately, when somebody says, I'm a Buddhist, if you go around telling the young people, your friend, I'm a Buddhist, they will maybe want to think twice before they want to become good friends with you. Because they will think, oh, you don't eat meat. You don't have alcohol. You don't smoke, right? You are this well-behaving meditation person. You are a boring person, right? Who wants to be with you? You are a boring guy. This you need to change. Buddhism is all about fun, Do you know the word sukhitatta? Sukha. I think that's an Indonesian word, right? Sukhitatta. What is the Indonesian word for happiness? Is that sukha?
Sukha.
Right. Yeah. Sukha.
Sukhitatta.
What is sukha in Indonesian? What does it mean?
Means to life.
Happiness.
To life, joy, happy. Sukha. Exactly. Buddha is sometimes referred as a sugata.
Yeah.
Tathagata, sugata. Sugata means somebody who is having the absolute fun, joy. So right now, many of our traditional way of doing things makes the Buddhist look so boring and so like can't sing, can't do this, can't do that. No. This is something that you guys need to sort of. Now, if you go and ask a monk, like Bante, any Bante you go and ask, or any Mahayana master, also Tibetan Rinpoche, of course, they have obligation to say, don't eat meat. They have obligation, because they are monastic people. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But you need to really see the truth. Next song. What is that? Oh, I see.
Press the wrong button.
Any other question?
Speaking about impermanence, so we do puja. Every month we have once we recite the Mahayana Sutra, Sinjing Heart Sutra, and also Mahakaruna Dharamita Pejo.
Very good.
Yeah, can you please explain us what is the significant meanings of Tapejo and Sinjing?
Oh my God. How many years are you staying here?
3 years.
Maybe that's enough. 3 years. Anyway, yeah. Heart Sutra. Wow, that's very big.
Because kind of complicated for us. The form is empty, empty is full.
Yeah.
So we have to-
Okay. I will tell you something. Do you have a piece of paper and a pen? Okay. So it's like this. Form is emptiness is formula, okay?
Yeah.
So read this.
A, B, C.
Right? Okay. I'm not changing anything, okay? Now read.
12,
12, 13, 14.
Right? What does this say? This B. You read it as a B because it comes after A. Because it's before C. Okay, when I show you like this. But when I show you like this, then it's no more B, it's a 13. Yeah? So everything is cause and condition. There is no such thing as a B, the ultimate B. There is no such thing as the ultimate 13. It all depends with the cause and condition. You understand? Right now, this table here, I have things here, things here. This is why you call it a table.
Yeah.
But if I had been sitting on it when you were thinking, oh, he's sitting on a very strange chair. You understand?
Yeah.
This is the quintessence of the Heart Sutra. Heart Sutra is saying that nothing exists independently. I think that's all I can say. Otherwise, it's a really big, Heart Sutra only has one page.
Yeah.
That's the heart.
Yeah.
A little bit longer has 8,000 verses,
Yeah.
and the little bit longer has 20,000 verses.
Yeah. I remember that.
The most longer that we have in the world has 100,000 verses. So it's very big.
Yeah.
So, but right now what I said, I think is enough for now.
Thank you very much.
You want this? You want to think?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
How about the Habito?
He asked so many. Okay. Tapecho, I think is the what is it, the Dharani, you know,
Yeah.
Avalokiteshvara Dharani.
Mahakaruna.
Nagaruna. It's so beautiful. Do you chant? You guys chant?
Yeah.
Do you know there's actually a very beautiful version made in Taiwan? It's so beautiful. I can send it to you. Yeah, I'll send it to you. You can share.
So we have this kind.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mahakaruna. Yeah. Okay. This is a very big question. What is the word karuna in Indonesian?
Karunia.
Karunia. What does it mean?
Karena
Blessing.
Blessing. Okay. See, so interesting. So interesting. Okay. Karuna, Nyingje in Tibetan, really badly translated in English. Compassion.
Yes.
I don't think the Western language has equal word for karuna. Doesn't. Even the word dukkha.
Yeah.
West doesn't have the proper. You know, there are many. There are each culture, each country, each culture has a language that cannot be translated by another. You know, you just have to sort of vaguely translate. I'm sure Indonesia has a lot. You know, they said that the Japanese have so much. They have so many words that no other language can translate.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of my hobby, actually. I always collect these words because it's so fascinating for me. You know, the Japanese have a word for, you know, like the sea, ocean, and then there's a boat, and then boat go away,
Disappear.
right? And then boat disappear, right?
Yeah.
This experience is expressed with a Japanese word, which no other countries have. They have this kind. It's a bit like this. The word karuna is like this. So anyway, but since you are asking a question, if you are asking basically the, what is it, tapecho, right?
Yeah.
Mahakaruna, which is Avalokiteshvara's Dharani. Avalokiteshvara represents, okay, I'm using the language, compassion. But you should never ever think that the compassion of the Buddha Dharma, Buddhism, especially in Mahayana, especially the Tapecho, is same thing with the Christian or Muslim or Judaism or even Hindu. Not at all close. Not at all close. Maybe like a 1% of the 1%. Really, it's very different. Because in the Christian, in Muslim, compassion is the, oh, he's sick. Oh, I need to build a hospital for him. You understand?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy, you know, they need some of my help. That is compassion, not in Buddhism. That is also, but very, that is almost like a kindergarten level. The real compassion is understanding the shunyata. And the real understanding of the compassion is what I just told you before. I give you a piece of paper. That if you see the world like how you see 12, 13, 14, A, B, C, this is compassion. Because then you look at the world and think, oh, yeah, like you see somebody who's really bothered, and then you think, yeah, because he has this, he has that. It's all caused and conditioned. I think that's good enough.
Thank you very much.
So you said that you were listed at a young age that you will become a Rinpoche. Have you ever had a sense of regret sometime maybe because you were chosen at a young age and you don't have any intention in that age? So do you have any
No, I don't have any regret. Do you know why? Because the brainwashing system is so amazing. They are so good. There is, you have to do this, not for yourself, for the others. What do you say? Right?
Yeah.
So there's a very, very sophisticated brainwashing system. But this kind of brainwashing system is dying now. Now people always talk about individualism. Oh, everybody's for yourself. When I was growing up, no. One grain we eat it for the benefit of everyone. The only reason why you are living and you are breathing is so that you can benefit others. This is how they brainwash you.
So it's a bad thing.
Right?
Is it a bad thing to brainwash?
Is it a what?
A bad thing.
Do you think,
Bad thing.
you think it's properly?
Bad and good is very subjective, isn't it? So I don't know. I don't know. But okay, for me, I have some really amazing master. This is one of my master. And this is also my grandfather. And many, yeah. And people consider him not handsome, but very beautiful, like a woman. Another one. Another master. So yeah, now I remember. So I've been very lucky. I had some of these people who washed my brain. So if you meet this kind of person, you might as well cut your brain and give it to them. You know what I mean? You are in a good hand, right? Anyway, you are going to be brainwashed anyway. Do you watch BBC? Do you watch?
Yes.
Do you read newspaper?
Yeah.
Taiwanese newspaper?
No.
Taiwanese newspaper? Taiwan TV? It's all brainwashing. So you'll get brainwashed anyway, right? So choice is yours. You let this guy brainwash you, or you let New York Times or BBC or somebody brainwash you. That's what it is. Okay?
So you said that Buddhism, the essence is about fun, joy. So how can we have fun? Because sometimes it's hard to have fun if the world is like, in a pandemic and
Yes.
some of my friends have died. So.
Okay. Again, as earlier, the fun is, first of all, fundamentally fun is very subjective, right? What is fun for you is fun not for him, her, blah, blah, blah. But more importantly, one of the fundamental way, one of the fundamental reason why we don't have fun is we go out of control. You understand? Out of control, no control. It's like if you are walking on a cliff. If you have a railing, then you have some control. You understand? But no railing here, no railing here, no, then you are like this, out of control. Why you become out of control? Because you surrender so much yourself to information, to the values that people put. This is why you know, we have just done 2 minutes meditation earlier. This is the core purpose of Vipassana, to gain control. Not the world, of course. I mean, you can, but first to yourself. Once you gain control, then there's nothing that is not fun. You understand? Let's say, you know, so often we hear in the sutras, bodhisattvas went to a hungry tiger, cut his hand and give. No pain. For us, it's just a story. This is just a mythology. This is just a Buddhist story. Because we don't have that kind of capacity to understand. Yeah? But, you know, I can, you know, right now, if I give you one of these unter to you, if I give you this, right? If I give you one unter, you guys believe, yeah, that's possible. Because this much brain you have. But if I really learn and learn and learn, practice and practice, one unter and one finger, no problem. No difference. One hungry tiger, what? You want a unter, I give you. One hungry tiger, one my finger, this. This is what we call, you know, object subject. I mean, this is the training of mind. I'm not saying that I've reached this level, so I want to keep my finger.
Maybe can you share with us what do you think about the life?
What do I think about life?
Yeah.
This is a very complicated question. No, I'm serious. This is an important question. There is a question called what is the purpose of life? This question, what is the purpose of life, is not a Buddhist question. It's a very Christian question. It's a very Muslim question. Because they think that God has designed a purpose for you and you haven't found out yet. So then you go, so what is my purpose? What's my job? You understand? This is not in Buddhism. In Buddhism, first of all, life is an illusion. What I just gave him, you know what? Life is just like A, B, C, or 12, 13, 14. Life. For your father, you are this son. For your, I don't know, wife, if you have, you're the husband. For your, yeah, so on and so forth. You are totally different to different people. There is, and then I'm sure you have an idea about yourself, which is probably not really sure what it is. What's your name?
Henry.
See, like that. You understand? So that is varies based on circumstance, situations, you know. Okay. What else?
So how is the life in Bhutan now?
Life in Bhutan? I think the Bhutanese are a little bit like 1960s Indonesians. Very relaxed. You know, you could walk out of a building and see maybe few Bhutanese talking in the veranda, balcony, and then you go out for 2-3 hours, 5-6 hours for some business, and you come back, they're still talking. You know what I mean? The Indonesian like that, no? Yeah. Anyway, but how often do you go to Indonesia back? Now you cannot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I miss Indonesia. It's just such a beautiful country. It is. It's one of the best. What else?
So when I was in elementary school, my school's name was Atisa di Pampara School, but I never know what the name means.
What?
Atisa di Pampara.
Oh, I see, the Vamcha.
But
Yeah.
I never know what the name means, and you told us that he was a great master. So
Yeah.
maybe you can share a little about.
He was a prince, just like a Siddhartha. And he doesn't want to do his princely job. Yeah. So he went, you know, it's like this. And this is a culture that I think the Chinese and the Indians have lost it. In the ancient time, okay, I will tell you this, okay? In the ancient time in India, they have 4 stages. They have a strategy or a plan. They call it, a human must first become a student. So like you. Then, what is it? That's, yeah, I think it's called brahmacharya. And anyway, the second one is householder. Householder. You have to get married, you have to have kids, you have to cook, you have to get a job, which is important. Third is vanaprastha, which means forest dweller. Then you should leave your family, whatever, go to forest. Now the fourth one, very important, sannyasin, renouncement, which means even the forest you give up. Meaning you just basically all tie with the world you give up. And you can even become a king if you want. But by that time you have no normal personal agenda. What an incredible way of thinking. You understand? See, Harvard Business School, they have maybe the first one, maybe the second one, third one, and fourth definitely they don't. And this is why the world is like this, because everybody is stuck with this too. So anyway, what I want to say is, actually in the ancient India, it was not only the Gautama Buddha who had this, oh, you know, I don't want to become a king. I want to go to the forest and I want to meditate. So many others have done that, similar. So many others. Even long after Buddha, so many others have done. I think Naropa was another one. And also in ancient China, I think they do this. But now, once they become a king, they don't even resign, right? Now it's, yeah. So he was one of those guys, Bengali, I think, yeah. And anyway, he became a very important for Tibetans because he was one of those last scholar and accomplished person who came to Tibet to teach. Anyway, yeah, I always wanted to write a play, like drama, a play based on his journey to Indonesia, looking for kindness. What an incredible story. And there's a beautiful story about how he took boat, ancient Indian boat to Indonesia, and in the middle there was this storm, typhoon, probably it's in Taiwan, who knows. And his boat was wrecking, and he prayed to this Arya Achala. And by the way, Indonesia, I know now in Indonesia only Theravada and Mahayana, but in the ancient Japanese there's a lot of Vajrayana.
Yes, yeah.
Lot, Tantra, Hai Vajra, Chakrasambhara, so many. But Indonesia has lost it a lot. Anyway, yeah, Arya Achala. Atisha Dipankara prayed Arya Achala, and Arya Achala, in his vision, Arya Achala came to hold his boat. With Arya Achala, inside the ocean, this deep, and holding his boat. It's such a beautiful image, I thought. I forgot the name of the place, Atisha's place. What is it called? Do you know? Sumatra, but
Srivijaya.
Srivijaya.
Srivijaya?
yes, Srivijaya. Yeah. Such a beautiful place. I've been there. So beautiful. But is Atisha ever sort of celebrated in Indonesia? Maybe not, right? I mean, by the Buddhists, but by the government? No. How about Dipankara? No. But yeah, Indonesian government maybe should do it because you need soft power, right? Indonesia needs soft power. So if you need soft power, these are the soft power. This is how you influence others. Okay? What else?
Maybe can you introduce us a little bit about Vajrayana?
Vajrayana?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Vajrayana, I will tell you. I need this for Vajrayana. So Vajrayana is like this. Okay? So this cup, okay? So let's say there is some coffee stain here. Yeah? Now, you want to maybe drink something. So what do? You wash the cup. Because of this stain, right? Yeah, in order to explain to you, I need to explain Vajrayana. I need to also bring Mahayana or the Theravada. Otherwise, you cannot compare. In the Theravada and the Mahayana, what they tell you is this. Yes, let's wash the cup. Because the cup is dirty. The Vajrayana doesn't think like that. Vajrayana's thinking is, no, cup is never dirty. Because coffee is a temporary and it's not cup. You understand the logic? Cup is never ever come with a stain. You understand? It's always pure. So, in the Mahayana and the Theravada, I'm looking at somebody like him, and he will say, I have desire, I have anger, I have ignorance, I have jealousy, like this stain. What do I do? Then I say, you should purify, you should wash with the soap, you should, rinse it. So this is the training. In the Vajrayana, I look at him as a perfect already. All these desire, anger, jealousy, these are temporary. This is not you. So the technique is, now you need to invest more time and energy with your own true nature, rather than spending time with that is not you. You understand? So this is a very simple way of just, because these are all all your questions are too big. Your questions need years and years of studies, but this will do for now, I think. You understand? It's a okay. Another example I'll give you. Let's say you are dreaming. You are dreaming, and you are dreaming and you have a nightmare. Right? Let's say crocodile coming to your bed. And Theravada, Mahayana, these practices, what they are talking is that you need to wake up. To do what? To be released from your fear of crocodile. The Vajrayana is talking about crocodile never exists. It's just your dream. Now, please never think that the Mahayana and the Sharvakayana or the Theravada is a lower. It's not. They're all equally great. It's a different way of talking, conversing. For instance, if you have a kid, sometimes it's good to say, don't do this. Sometimes it's better to say, you already are good. Just keep this. It's like that. Okay? Finished?
Maybe can I ask one more question?
Okay.
In learning about what Vajrayana or Tibetan Buddhism, I heard that we must have a master or a teacher, and we cannot learn it by ourselves. Is it true?
If you are just learning philosophy, no, not true. You can learn from a scholar. But if you want to practice it, it's better. It's a bit like, because Tantra is a very, very personal. It's like, because it's a bit like, also it depends, like your time, your time, and like how much time do you have? I mean, okay, you want to learn how to function this. You can read A to Z, how to work with a phone, right? Do you have that much time? You might as well ask somebody, can you tell me how to paste and copy? And he will just show you, pick instructions. Which, by the way, phones have so many other things. There's actually an Indian YouTube. You should watch this. You should watch this. I think it's for Samsung and also iPhone. He teaches you all these shortcuts. It's amazing. It's really amazing. do this, do this, do this, do this, and then there's so many shortcuts. So it's a bit like this. Okay, maybe just one last question and then we finish. Yeah.
I want to ask, like, being Buddhist in this era, what do you think we should improve?
What should
What should we improve?
improve? Oh, that's, yeah. We should improve in awareness. Really, this is it. This is the bone, blood, heart, lung of Buddhism. Awareness of one's body, one's feeling, one's mind, one's surrounding. Wisdom, prajna, right? Indonesia also say praj,
Yeah.
right? Prajna, right? Yes, prajna. Awareness. This is really the most important part. So in this day and age, being Buddhist means to really to have the prajna. That should be it.